Hey guys, what's up? I'm Ninjy, and today I'm going to be doing a quick run through of the Necropolis encounter of the new dungeon, Pit of Heresy. This is the very first encounter of the new dungeon, and the point of this video is to help you understand the encounter and hopefully to help you be able to solo flawless the entire dungeon. But obviously this is the first encounter, so you got to master the first encounter first. Now let's go ahead and jump right into this encounter. Most importantly, first things first, you want to go over loadouts. Now, for this encounter, I personally used Izanagi's Recluse and a Delirium. There are many other combinations. That is just my personal favorite. I was also on a Warlock. Your subclass isn't super specific for this encounter. I've soloed this encounter on all three characters. But again, this is mostly just a guide showing how to do it on a Warlock. Now, like I said, there are other weapons that you can use. You can use any primary sniper. I highly recommend using Recluse. Recluse is pretty much a must at this point in Destiny. And then heavy-wise, any form of machine gun is really good because you have tons of ammo. You could also use a grenade launcher like a Wendigo or a Swarm or other things like that. But like I said, I like machine gun because it gives you lots of ammo. Now that we have your loadout, the next thing I want you guys to do is memorize the area and the symbols of all the area. Now let's go over all the symbols and the names that I have come up with for each symbol. So the top right symbol it's an R, right? Okay. Bottom right is an equal sign. Top middle is an A. Bottom middle is a burger, which one of my friends came up with. The other middle one is a crown. And the final bottom left one is a Vex head. That's what I see. One of my friends says pizza. I guess you could call it a pizza as well. But those are all the symbols. It's important that you memorize the symbols and give them names. You don't have to use my names. You can use whatever names you can easily remember. But it's very important that you memorize the symbols and their locations. Now, the next thing you want to do is jump straight down to this middle location and kill the Yellow Bar Knight. You only have to kill the Yellow Bar Knight, but I recommend cleaning up the area, especially if you're going for flawless. Clean up the area. You know, there's no time limit. You don't have to go quickly, so you can take your time. But kill all the enemies, and then once you've done that, you're going to want to head into the room. In this room, you will have one big swordy boy. Go ahead and kill him real quick. He will drop a sword. And now, you're going to have three symbols floating up in the air. Memorize these symbols. These are the symbols that you need to go to. There is going to be three different enemies, one in each room. And you have to kill each one of these enemies, and that is how you do the encounter. So the first of these three enemies that we are going to talk about is a knight with a big sword and a shield. The only way that you can do damage to this knight is with a sword. The sword has to be used on all of these enemies. And the only way to actually do damage to this guy is by using your regular swing. If you're on keyboard and mouse, just left click. On controller, I honestly don't remember. I'm sorry. But just your regular swing, not your powerful swing. And there's a trick to it. If you saw what I was just doing right there, you can actually block his damage. So I recommend swinging twice and then blocking. Swinging twice, blocking, swinging twice, blocking. Super easy. Now, moving on to the next enemy that you have to fight. This is a Shrieker. Again, these are not in any order. These are just the three. It's just random. You can't predict it. You just go to the rooms and see what you have. But the next enemy we're going to discuss is a Shrieker. The Shrieker always spawns in the middle, and you'll have two ogres in the room. I recommend taking care of the ogres. You don't have to, but it just makes it a little bit easier. Now, the way you do damage to the Shrieker is literally just by blocking and reflecting its shots back at it. It is the easiest of the three enemies. My personal favorite. So super simple. And finally, the third enemy type is a wizard. The wizard is the most annoying and, in my opinion, the most difficult. In this room will be two other regular yellow bar wizards. I recommend killing these first. If you're on a warlock, just pop a well and just quickly kill them. Super easy. If you're on a titan, you can pop a bubble, hunter, tether or something. I don't know. But yeah, I recommend just getting rid of the stupid wizards. They're really annoying. Now, the way you do damage to the big boy wizard, the big main wizard, is by right-clicking. It's your powerful attack. So the sword has a special powerful attack where you send something flying at the wizard. Now, another tip that I have for dealing with this wizard is jumping side to side while shooting this thing in the air. It makes it really easy to hit because it has crazy tracking, and every time you hit the wizard, I think it stuns her, but also she has a really hard time hitting you if you're going side to side. So it just makes it super easy. You can also use your super, by the way. I didn't mention this, but you can use your super on all of the enemies with the swords. If you end up getting it, feel free to use it. Works really well and does a huge chunk of damage. I mostly just use it on the knight. But yeah, you can use it on all three. Now, real quick, before we get into the end of this encounter, I want to talk about the in-betweens between each room, since we kind of just talked about the three enemy types, and that was it. So obviously you have to have a sword for all of these rooms, which is good to go get a new sword every now and then. The way you get new swords is just on the bridges. You'll see these sword knights spawn. But be careful. A lot of times there's some big ogres that also spawn. They take one charge as an ally shot to the head to kill them. But yeah, so that's where you find the knights. They're really, really easy to kill. They also don't do that much damage to you. So, yep, that's where you find the knights. One other piece of advice, if you get a Shrieker second after using your first sword, and if you have like a good chunk of your sword energy left when you get to the Shrieker from your first sword, it only takes like 10 energy to block the damage of your on the Shrieker. So you can actually use one sword for two of them if you get lucky enough. Now, to the final part of the encounter, you just have to head to the big glowing green light in the area. It's right smack dab in the middle. This is the exit. It's always the same spot. It doesn't rotate or anything. And you have to go here, and you have to do the same thing you have to do to start each room. But you have to kill the big yellow bar Boomer Knight. And that's it. Once you kill him, it's it. You can just go through the door. Again, since you're not timed, I recommend just killing everything as much as you can to clean it up so you don't risk dying. But yeah, that is it. That is the entire encounter. And that is it for my tutorial guide on how to beat it easily. So hopefully this video is helpful. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I will be putting up another guide for the next section of the dungeon in a bit. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.